Welcome back, Fig Fam, to the Fig Heel YouTube channel. And today, Macho Fran and I are going to Ocean City, New Jersey. And there is some pretty cool collectible shops on the boardwalk, plus some Walmarts on the way. So we're going to do a nice impromptu figure hunt for some WWE stuff. I would love to find another shipper, so we shall see. But why don't you come join us? So first stop was down the street at my local Walmart, and they had literally 5 wrestlers to choose from, 2 different Ricky Starks. We got this Walmart in the blue label one, as well as a new Unrivaled 17 here, which I still haven't picked up, but I do think it's very good. They have a ton of these Bretts still left over, but thank God it's down to only 5. We got 4 Hogans, and then the last 2 wrestlers are Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley, and Rey Mysterio. Nothing good. But then we were walking to the grocery section and we saw this. Guys, not 1, but 2 shippers at my Walmart. We found a shipper last week. This one has even more. As you can see there was the Chase Randy Orton. I debated getting it, but I left it behind. We got Roman. We got Rhea. There was no Naomi's. There was no Cena's. Chase Axiom. I mean, I've been finding these Chase Axioms everywhere, and I think I've seen only a handful of the standard editions. I debated getting that Seth Rollins because it's from WrestleMania XL, which was in Philadelphia. I went with my boy Tommy Avalone, and I would really want to get all of the WrestleMania 40 figures, but since we were going to the beach, I passed on it for now. There was a ton of them. I'm sure they'll still be there for quite some time. Didn't even bother going behind the Netflix's Raw figures because we all know what's back there. They had the black shoes, Jey Uso, but I passed on it. And then when I went back to pick it up, they were all gone. So it is what it is. But I did pick up Jake the Snake Roberts and, of course, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Have Diesel. I have all of these. Zeus, Great Muta coming to me from my man Sergeant.Cass82 on Instagram. So didn't feel the need to get them. Lexus King, they had Jade Cargill. I mean, there's another Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. A lot of good stuff here. Believe it or not, I haven't been the biggest fan of recent WWE shippers at Walmart especially, but this one I think is very good and stacked very, very well. Over here, they had the greatest hits. There's Stone Cold Steve Austin, Roman Reigns, 2 Gunthers at this one, and, of course, more superstars. They had Great Muta and Cactus Jack. I should have picked up another Albert because I realized that mine was a little bit beat up, but, again, I was trying to limit the amount of things that I bought since we were still going to the beach after this. But again, man, this one was stacked. They had the Royal Rumble set, which all my shippers have had, which is kind of odd. The Zeus looks great. Cannot wait to get it. Kind of stinks that it's the Ultimate Edition shoulder pads and such because I don't think they're as fitting on superstars, but beggars can't be choosers. A lot of good stuff here. Stoked to find another shipper in the wild, but I am leaving here with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Jake the Snake Roberts for my superstars collection. One of my favorite lines to collect, and I can't wait to find more. And while picking up some snacks for the beach, we saw this, the Minute Maid 12-pack of lemonade featuring Jey Uso, Bianca Belair, and Cody Rhodes. But on the top is a cutout championship belt you could tuck into your belt loops. Thought this was awesome. I want to see one of you guys using this on Instagram, and make sure you tag me. But right now, we are at the Ocean City, New Jersey Surf Mall. If you've ever been to Ocean City, New Jersey, you know what this is. Inside is a little mini mall, but they have a WWE store, and this place is always stacked. But just because it's stacked does not mean that I ever leave with anything, and I'll tell you why. The prices here are astronomical. Everything is at least double the price of retail. So all of those basics you see are about $25 each. Some are more. Elites are about 40 to 50, and then these ultimates are 60 to 70 plus. It's crazy. They do have some old stuff. They have some rare stuff, chases, loose boys. They have a little bit of everything. So it is nice to come and look. Sometimes you'll get a good deal on a loose figure, but if you are looking at a brand new figure in package, I can almost guarantee you're not going to get a good deal. But I feel like that's kind of expected when you go to the beach. These shops are kind of designed for people who are bringing their kids, and their kids want something and they really just want to shut them up, so they just throw money at someone to give them a figure. But they had a lot of decent stuff here. Some old Usos, Macho King, The Rock, Narcissist Lex Luger. They had X-Pac. They had Bobby Heenan, Brock Lesnar, Carmella. I mean, there's tons of stuff here, right? But one thing that really stood out to us is we were glancing and we noticed that down here was a Candice LeRae for $19.99. Up here, I'm sorry, for $24.99. Up here, they had mint in box for $19.99. So this one's $24.99, and the one in the package is $19.99 that comes with the extra hands and accessories and stuff. So you tell me which is the better deal. But we're going to my other favorite place here, Mike's Collectibles. This one is awesome, but it's very, very small. So much smaller than the other store. It's very crammed in here. They do have a little loose case. Nothing too crazy here. You can see the Evolution Elites. You got AJ Styles, Ultimate Warrior, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Alberto Del Rio, the Tribal Chief, the Usos. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in here, and the prices are decent, especially for where we are. However, over here is where the magic is. It is a massive mint on card setup, and like the display is awesome. It's just way too crammed. So crammed that you literally can only look at like the first 2 or 3 figures in each row. Otherwise, you're going to knock them all over the place. And when I tell you that my back is up against pegs as I record this, my back is up against pegs. So it's very, very tight squeeze. Usually when I'm going here and I'm filming, I kind of just reach in, grab some random things. Love to see Lince Dorado there on there. Very, very cool to see some old figures. Also cool to see some new stuff. They did have Chase AEWs, and they even had this, Rhea Ripley, who I've never seen in stores. It was pretty expensive because it was beat up, and they had a mint one that was not beat up. But then I saw this, and I was very tempted, but I'm going to wait and hope that I find it in stores. It is Nathan Fraser's first time in a line figure, the standard edition. They had Cody back there. As you can see, Tegan Knox, Noam Dar, figures that were rotting forever. They had the Jey Uso in the entrance gear. They even had a Lunger Blaze. This whole series they had there, which is cool, but $35.99 for a main event figure. It was an easy pass for me. Devil MJF, Cody, Kenny Omega. There's tons of Codys. We had a bunch of these Rob Van Dams. And this, Maxine Dupri, she was actually fairly cheap considering everything. And we had such a hard time finding Maxine in stores. So it was kind of shocking. Over here, they had a Lunger Blaze, $25.99, a little bit more acceptable, but still, that's double retail. It was not worth it for me. I am going to wait and hold off. I noticed that the Lyra Valkyria they had was the Chase variant. I didn't realize that until, post-production, and I was going through all the videos. Wish I picked that up. Had some old figures here from the Ringside collection. Macho Fran thought the Sunny was funny because it is so different than modern figures. They had Bayley, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff here. My man Karrion Kross with that longer hair head sculpt. Can't wait for a true long-haired Karrion Kross to hit us from Mattel. I think he needs an elite ASAP because this guy is over like Rover, and I swear I can see him just going to the top, even if he leaves WWE. They had Eddie Guerrero, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Hulk Hogan. I mean, all the star-studded figures that you expect, including that WrestleMania Liv Morgan, which I never saw in stores. That WrestleMania set was pretty elusive around my area. But I'm trying to get some more shots of what they had over here. But again, it is so crammed, it's hard for me to show you guys. There's the Chase MJF, Alex Reynolds. There's a mint Rhea Ripley that was like $50 or $60, which I was like, that's an absolute no. This one was $40 and it was beat up, which I think is okay, but still. This Jey Uso is one I want to talk about because this Jey Uso, in my opinion, is actually better than that Ultimate Edition because the Ultimate Edition, the Yeet, is so spaced out. It says yay, et, and it doesn't look good. I like the basic one where it's all uniform and looks legit. But I got to say, guys, we are leaving this store empty-handed. However, we did pick up a couple things at Walmart from the shipper that we found earlier. So it is not a complete bust on this toy hunt, and we will see you back at the Heel Cave. Oh, baby. So we did not get any elites or anything like that we needed, but we added to our Superstars collection, found 2 figures that we absolutely needed on that nice little shipper in Walmart. Starting off over here with Mr. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. All the red pops, the RS. Cannot wait to unbox this one. Not the best likeness as far as head sculpt goes on a Superstars figure, but I love Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, so there was no way I was passing this up. I honestly wish he was a chase in this series. And then the man, Jake the Snake Roberts. As you saw, there was no chase variants in the white. Really hoping that I find that. These chases in this line are really driving me crazy, but very, very cool. The first ever Jake the Snake Roberts figure to come with a t-shirt. So I would say it was a successful hunt. Comment below what you would have picked up at any of those stores. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at FigHeal. Twitter is at TheFigHeal. And pick up the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, available now at HealBooks.com. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need FigHeal's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at HealBooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeal. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeal. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHeal.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.